welcome back to Chochona with a podcast. I'm your host Diana, aka Chochona, and how are you? How you doing? How you not doing? Today I decide to bring for you a review about a movie that no one has really talked about for two reasons. One is because it's not that acclaimed, and the other is because it's not that new. It's from 2022, and But I decided to watch it and also to review it because in this movie there is one of my favorite icon, one of my favorite actress, and one of the person that I really admire with all my life. I'm each time that I watch a movie with them, that I watch this actress doing something, I'm always like in awe by her. So I'm also really happy that finally is available on Netflix. At least here in Italy they added like 2 weeks ago, something like that, and I had time to watch it, and now I can review it and now that I can watch and I can also review it. And this movie is Moving On. Is a movie, as I said before, from 2022, and the actress, the icon is Jane Fonda. But she is not alone in this movie. She is with another actress and also another icon, that is Lily Tomlin. Both together, they create a duo that are just so iconic, and I love them. I really love them because I watch every single thing they did together, also because they are not that much they did together, but all the movies they did together, I watched them. All the things they did together, I watched them. And with that said, I'm not lying because I watched 9 to 5, the first movie that they did together. What a movie! It's a movie from 1980, and that movie with Dolly Parton, wow, that it's a statement, that movie. At least for women rights, that is a statement. Then I also watched 80 for Brandy. That was from, I think it was released last year, something like that, or maybe 2 years ago. Well, anyway, that was a fun movie, just a good movie for a little bit of love. Then I watched Moving On, and then I watched also Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin, Ladies Night Live. That is a sort of a stand-up comedy with all stand-up comedians, all female stand-up comedians, and it was really funny, at least for me, that I like that type of humor. And then I watched the incredible TV show that they did together, that is Grace and Frankie. What a TV show! It's one of the TV shows that you started without having a lot of hope, and then you fall in love with that TV show. I did fall in love with that TV show, and sometimes I watch some random episodes simply because I want to have a good time, and that is a good TV show. Even because it's so crazy from the start to the end, it's crazy what is going on, especially because there are old ladies, and because they are in their 80s, they're still funny, they're still good actresses, they're still good activists in what they're doing. They fight for human rights, for female rights, also human rights, and environments, for the LGBTQ plus rights. And since the beginning, since the beginning of their career, they are still fighting for these rights. And I'm really glad that they're fighting for this, and also because they are just an example, a role model that we all should follow. Jane Fonda really was an icon when it comes to movies, and instead Lily Tomlin is more an icon when it comes to theater. So they are together. They are just a duo that really connect the two world of movie industry and theater industry. So it was really cool, at least for me. Anyway, let's go back with the movie review, because you are here for it and not here for my fandom with two old ladies. This sounds so weird. Okay, okay. Anyway, in this movie, there is moving on. The movie is moving on. Is directed by Paul Waltz. No, Paul Waits. Sorry, Paul Waits. You maybe know him because he screenplay American Pie, Ants, the movie with the ants, the animation movie with ants. Then he also did Fatherhood. I think that he also directed Fatherhood, but I'm sure that he did the screenplay for Fatherhood, the film with Kevin Hart. I think that is still available on Netflix. So yeah, I suggest to watch it because it's a movie that really makes you think about being a father, being a parent, be a good parent even if life sucks. So it's a movie that reflects also, that makes you also think about that. So from these titles, you can understand that also in this movie there is a type of humor, and a type of humor that helps you also to think about your life, about different things. In fact, Paul Waits, that he directed and write the screenplay for this movie, he wanted to make you think, really, to make you think about not just life, but also other topics such as identity, the past, your past, trauma, accept other people, the acceptance in general. So yeah, even if there is a humor that really makes you laugh and having a good time while you're watching this movie, that is not that long actually. This movie is just 1 hour and more or less 30 minutes, and so it's nowadays it's really weird to watch a movie that is just this long, because nowadays we are watching movie that are 2 hours and a half long at least, sometimes also 3 hours, other time also 3 hours and a half. And but in this movie this is different. It's just 1 hour and 27 minutes, something like that. And in this little time he makes you laugh and he also makes you think. So the plot of this movie is really funny because, as I said before, we have two old actresses. They are in their 80s, and they are playing some characters. They are the main characters in this movie, and they are old friends. They are old friends. They meet again after many years. Do a funeral of a common friend, and they are meeting this funeral. And from the beginning, they want to make the thing clear of what this movie is about. It's all about killing a person. Now, who is this person? This person is Howard, the husband of the friend that is dead, so the widower of this funeral. And the second scene in which we see Jane Fonda, she declared her desire to kill Howard, to Howard himself. So she goes to the funeral, she goes to Howard, and the first thing that he said to Howard is, "I'm going to kill you." That's it. And you're like, okay, well, that's quite direct. I mean, whoa. And from this, you can really understand that it's going to be fun, because how can be two old ladies kill someone? It's not believable, right? In fact, there are many gags during this movie about the fact that no one will believe that two old ladies are going to kill somebody. In fact, they also they don't kill anybody, because they are trying in every single way to kill this Howard, but they can't. It seems like if life has decided that Howard should not be dead, he should not be dead. That's it. That's it. So they try to do anything. They try to also buy again, but they couldn't. They also try to poison him, but they didn't. They also tried many different things. In fact, the only thing that we see in the poster is that they are holding a gun, but the gun is a fire gun. You know, the urgency gun that you have on boats. If you are in some dangerous, you just shoot the the firework in the sky, and then you are calling for some help. And that is the gun they use in this movie that they use. Well, we don't really see them using it, but it's there. So they try in every single way to kill this Howard, but they can't. And during this progress of trying to kill Howard, they also start to reflect on their life. They start to reflect on their past and the reason why they want to kill Howard. The reason why Grace, no, it's not Grace, it's Claire. The reason why Claire, interpreted by Jane Fonda, wants to kill Howard is for vengeance. For revenge. Is for revenge. And at the beginning, Lily Tomlin, that is Evelyn, don't really agree with Claire, but then she understands the reason why she wants to kill Howard. And the reason why is because Howard did something really bad to Claire when they were younger, and for Claire, that the thing that happened was it is trauma, and she wants simply the truth. She simply wants that Howard tell the truth to himself in front of her, like, tell me what you did. I'm fine. I'm not going to kill you, but just tell me what you did. You cannot say that wasn't a mistake. You cannot say that was something that you didn't thought about it. Just tell me the truth. She simply wants that. She simply wants the truth from Howard, and for decades she didn't have the truth from Howard, and for this reason she decided to kill Howard to revenge this trauma. Another thing that she wants to that she think about in her past is also her love story. She doesn't have a lucky marriage, or at least she's not good with marriage, because she had 3 marriages, I think, but the first one was the good one. Is the one that you know, the first love is always the first love. You remain somehow in love with the first love, and she remained in love with the first love. and she reconnect with her ex-husband simply because he met him at the funeral, at the memorial of the funeral of the dead person, and so she tried to make peace also with that part of her past. Then there is Evelyn, interpreted, as I said before, by Lily Fonda, and she is the comic relief. She is the comedian of this duo of Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin. Lily Tomlin is the comedian of the two. Is the one that always bring the humor in the movie, in the TV show, in everything that they do together. And I like her humor because it's a little bit of beat. It's a little bit dark humor. It's a humor that puts some important topics, some important things, without really wanted to put it there. But at the same time, when they are out there, you are like, oh, that's right, and you laugh at it because they're a funny joke. Anyway, Evelyn, she accepts herself as she is lesbian, but throughout her life, she always tried to hide that part of her, at least from certain people, and she don't want that something like that could happen to a kid that is a friend of her neighbors, let's say like that. And she tried to help this kid to be okay with his identity, with be okay of being himself. And this movie is really about acceptance. It's really about the importance of being okay with yourself, and be okay with your life, be okay with everything that happened in your life, in your past, with the people that are around you. So acceptance is the theme of this movie. And also stop hiding from anyone, stop hiding from anything, stop hiding from yourself. Sometimes we also hide from ourselves because we don't accept ourselves from who we are. And so she really tries to, Lily Tomlin, she really tries to help Claire, and also help this kid to accept themselves, and also herself to accept the fact that she now is old. She now is old and she cannot play anymore the cello, simply because she has, bursitis, some arthrosis, and other problems of the bones that makes really difficult playing the cello. And even if at the beginning she lies to Claire that she still play cello, that she still live in a beautiful house, that she still play music with orchestra, at the end she accepts the fact that she can no longer do it because she is old. Time passed for anyone, and we have to be okay with it. Now, because I don't remember everything that I wrote, let's find out some other notes that I have here of the book, of the movie. So also there is another topic that was really important in this movie, that is the interracial marriage. Jane Fonda, the first husband of Jane Fonda, of Claire, is black, because he's still alive in the movie, is black. And at a certain point he asked to Claire if their marriage didn't work out simply because he was black. So back in the days, black and white marriage weren't seen in a good way. It's still nowadays in certain countries are not seen in a good way. And so he asked it for if this was one of the reasons why the marriage didn't work out. And Claire simply said, "No, it's not for that. Something way worse happened. I didn't discover now that you are black. I already know it, that you were black then, and that it was not a problem for me. Maybe it was a problem for my dad. He was a general. So general people, the people that work in army are really strict sometimes, especially back in the days. So the mentality of her dad maybe didn't approve of that marriage, but she didn't didn't care about what her parents thought about her marriage. She loves Ralph, that is her ex-husband, and she didn't care about the color of his skin. So yeah, already this really makes you think about interracial marriages, and being racist to someone is not important. It's just the color of the skin. So also these things of interracial marriages is a topic that somehow is still relevant nowadays, because not in every country, as I said before, you can marry someone that is with another color of the skin from yours, which is for me, at least in my opinion, it is really not right, because love is love. You can love anybody, also anything nowadays that you want. So yeah, be free to love anybody. And they share this message also in this movie. So this is why I think that this movie is good, because with this story and with this humor, they makes you think about different topics, and the topic that they bring in this movie are not just put in front of your eyes and like, see, we are talking about this, see, we are so good that we are talking about these things. No, it's not like that. It's more like these things are so common and so normal in our life, which is true, that it's okay to just have them there. And it's like, you don't have to show enough that we are talking, that you are dealing with this important theme in your movie, simply because you want to make a statement. No, it's not like that. In this movie, they use humor to talk about these things that are really common and nowadays, but are still important. Because, as I said before, we are talking about acceptance of yourself, acceptance of the life, acceptance of the other people, and acceptance of the past. With this humor, you can love, of course. First thing that you do is laughing, and then you think, you reflect about what they really want to share with this movie. I didn't really analyze the technical part, because I more focused on the story, because it's what I really wanted to share with you. Even though just a little thing about the technical part is that at the beginning they want to underline the fact that something's going on in the life of Claire, that they use the camera really close to Claire, to the face of Claire, to make you really for the first moment really think that something bad, something is going on in the life or in the mind of Claire, which is true. She wants to kill Howard, and yeah. But the two problems that I found in this movie is one related to the duration of the movie, because, as I said before, it's 1 hour and a half more or less, and for this reason the end is really fast. It's like in 10 minutes there is all the resolution of the end. It's okay, because the movie the end of the movie, we already know how we want to end, how the end of the movie it will be. But yeah, it was a little bit too fast. You could still use more time to conclude the other story, which is the second problem here. The other story with, I don't know, Ralph, because the story with Ralph remains open. Also the story with the kid, with the little kid, also in that case it remains open, because the last time that we see the little kid is really fast, and you don't really understand how it ends in that scene. So yeah, these two problems are really they're really connected with the duration of the movie. And another thing that I really like about this movie is also it makes you think about the simplicity of life. Sometimes we are just happy when we eat 4 slices of crispy bacon, because little things sometimes is what is important in your life. It's what makes you happy. And also that thing, there is a scene in which we really see an old man that he's just always staying in bed, and his only desire is just these 4 slices of crispy bacon, and he is so happy when he is eating this bacon. And I was like, oh, that's cute, that's really cute. Life sometimes is made of of the little things. So yeah, I finished the notes in my journal, so it means that I also finished the review. As you can see, I analyzed mainly the story and what they wanted to share with us. I hope you like this little analysis, and if you do, you can leave me a like, a star, or a review, or a comment down below. And if you don't know what to write, you can simply write nice. And I have a question before you go away. I have a question for you, which is who is your icon, your legend? For me, Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin are really legend and icons. So I'm really curious to know who are those icons and those legends for you. So yeah, let me know. And yeah, this is everything that I have for you today. I hope you like it. And as always, you can reach me on my Instagram at podcastchochona_, where you can write me any suggestion or anything at all. And with that said, have a good rest of the week. And in case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.